It's on the meadow. There's a bright gold haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clean up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Ah, the cattle are standing like statues. Yeah, the cattle are standing like statues. They don't turn their heads as they see me ride by, but a little brown filly is winking her eye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the sounds of the earth are like music. All the sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy, it don't miss a tree. And an old weeping willow is laughing at me. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, what a beautiful day.
Let us enter this time together with open minds and open hearts. May we listen deeply, speak honestly, and make room for one another. May this gathering strengthen our commitment to compassion, justice, and the shared work of building a world of love. Come, let us worship together. And turn to hymn 16 for our opening hymn. "'Tis a gift to be simple."
To be simple, 'tis a gift to turn will be our delight till by turning become
Welcome. You are welcome here this morning, no matter your burdens, the weights you bear, things you've done, who you are, or who you would like to be. While we are in this sacred space together, you are welcome. My name is Gary Davenport, lay minister for First Unitarian Universalist Church of Youngstown. I am your worship associate today. And we are joined by Reverend Robles as our guest sermonist. I have 3 announcements for this morning. First, Melissa Smith is at Park Vista. Oh, look at that.
My Christian friends told me I'd be in danger in this church.
Glad with that part. So, chalice lighting is in a couple seconds. Thank you. Yes, Melissa Smith is across the street in Park Vista until July 31st, and she would welcome visits. She said, come on over.
Room 320.
323, Park Vista 323. Okay, thank you. Longtime member and friend Jeannie Elser has had a recurrence of cancer, and we have a card to sign after the service, and you can see Ellen to do that. And during today's meditation, we ask that you hold her and others who are dear to you in your heart and mind. And our last announcement, Brian Christen's birthday is today.
I fell down and got an infection the first Sunday I came on the sidewalk.
We light this flame for its light of truth, warmth of our community, and the fire of our commitment. Things we keep in our hearts while we are together here and share with the world. I now invite you to safely greet your neighbor.
But I mean, if you leave the foot on the floor, we'll keep the stuff Wow. I've got a really nice, large turkey. Really that my little he's going on so it might be middle color.
Now, if you'd like to join me in reading our covenant, which is in your order of service, and we start. Love is the spirit of this church. Its law is our great covenant. To dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. And now July's offertory for Policy Matters Ohio. During our worship service, to make a positive impact in the community, we collect the plate. We share the plate with an organization several times a year, and today's organization is Policy Matters Ohio. It is a nonprofit, nonpartisan policy research and advocacy group focused on building a more equitable and inclusive Ohio. This includes workers' rights, public education funding, health equity, climate, and sustainability, criminal legal reform, and campaigns such as restoring driver's licenses suspended for debt, and ensuring public investments in the semiconductor industry to benefit Ohio workers and communities. Good. We will now receive the offering that supports the life of our church, the Mahoning Valley, and our wider world. Will the greeters please come forward? Now I invite you to meditate. You can close or soften your eyes, connect your feet to the ground. Inhale and exhale on purpose. Today's reading is an excerpt from Any Chance Meeting by Rumi. In every gathering, in any chance meeting on the street, there is a shine, an elegance rising up. Today I recognized that jewel-like beauty. Is the presence, our loving confusion, the glow in which watery clay gets brighter than fire, the one we call the friend.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Isn't their music beautiful? I just love that. It always blesses my heart when I hear you play. Thank you for sharing that, sharing your gift. My name is JP, John Paul. My last name is Robles. I am the grandchild of Mexican migrants who traveled north and then set up a home and a family in Indiana. And then in the 70s, my dad moved from Indiana to Newcastle. And that's how I got here. So I always start with that because I think location matters whenever we speak. It's important to give our location. My grandmother was an amazing woman. She only had a 6th grade education. Her name was Maria Refugio Cuca Mendez Robles. That's a dope name, isn't it? I'm her baby. I'm here to speak on her behalf. And I was born into the Pentecostal church, so when we caught a fire this morning, I thought I'm in the right place. My dad's a Mexican Pentecostal preacher, but I journeyed a little bit theologically, existentially, and I found myself being an Anglican Episcopal priest in a different tradition. Family didn't know what to do with that. When they just had an existential crisis when I became a priest, because if you know Mexicans, most of them are Roman Catholic, and then if you become something other than Roman Catholic, they see that as heresy. And so when my grandmother became Pentecostal, she was disowned. And then to have her grandbaby go back into that sort of, sacramental tradition was just a big no-no. But I want to just tell you, even though I'm standing before you as a priest today, I have more in common with atheists and agnostics who are kind, who know how to love, than I do with someone who identifies as Christian but is so judgmental and hateful. And so I'm here today as your friend and brother. I'm also here to say that I love your minister. Reverend Joseph has been a good friend to me. In fact, I'm going to tell you a story. Let's get to it. At the beginning of the new year, this year, January, I was feeling a little curmudgeon-y around this season. Perhaps it was because of my tunnel vision, the weight of the world, dehumanizing politics, war, propaganda in the world, and a society fixated on consumption. I was in a mood, as they say. And it was at that time that my friend, your minister, sent me a text message. I'm going to read it to you in full. This is what he wrote. Thanks again, John Paul, for letting me borrow your mad scientist costume. I'll let you make sense of that. You can come to the church or I can drop it off, whichever is convenient for you. Hope your new year is off to a good start. This is what I wrote back. Glad to, and thanks, man. The new year has been full of life, LOL. Then thinking that I would give it a justification for my melancholy, I wrote an epilogue to my text message. It was a quote from my muse and patron saint, the French philosopher and mystic Simone Weil. And I said this to Joseph. There's a quote from Weil that rings true to me. And I said this. This is the quote. The future is made up of the same stuff as the present. There, I thought. A reasonable defense for my malaise. Conversation over until our next coffee. Except my friend, your minister, the Reverend Joseph Boyd, wouldn't leave it there. He loves me too much. And he's too damn grounded in mindfulness to watch his friend wallow around like Eeyore. And so he wrote back these words. I have an interpretation for that quote. He said, the future is made up of the same stuff as the present. Both the present and the future, he said, are full of possibility. Possibility is the same stuff. And even though we were only texting, I could see his face smiling at me through the green and blue bubbles on my screen. Then came the light. Then came that rare, pure gift we call attention. And he's a good friend because after he texted me that, I was like, you know what? He's so good. He's annoying. He's so rooted and grounded, but he's so true and right, and I love him for it. There's a poem by our beloved Thich Nhat Hanh, and it changed my life when I read it. It's real short. I have lost my smile, but don't worry. The dandelion has it. When we become awake, we step away from our rigid plans, our longing for control, our neurotic craving and striving. We might be surprised by the gifts that are present in the moment. And I hear that you're talking about serendipity. Well, I'm talking about it. So I want to just touch on this. What the present moment can bring, even in the midst of the absurd. There can be this meeting of wonder, awe, space for surprise, space for joy and peace. In a word, there can be possibility. I want you to listen to the words once more of the 13th century Sufi mystic and poet. In every gathering, in any chance meeting on the street, there is a shine. An elegance rising up. Today I recognize that. That jewel-like beauty is the presence, our loving confusion, the glow in which watery clay gets brighter than fire, the one we call friend. What are you saying, Rumi? What's he getting at? In every gathering, even on the street, even in the ordinary, everyday melancholy, even in the everyday moments of life, You don't need a temple. You don't need a sanctuary, a mountain, a shrine. You can enter and encounter a light, a shine, a surprise. You can be in the presence of immense possibility and gift. But here's the kicker. It's unplanned. A sacred disorientation that is unengineered, unscripted, unwritten, unexpected, uncontrolled, and yet it is utter delight, utter joy, and full of meaning and significance. It's this change your life kind of good that you did not plan to encounter. You just simply let go of the impulse to grasp and control, and you open up to discovery. And sometimes we call this serendipity. It's not random luck, but more like the inevitable gift of attentive presence. You put yourself out there in the present moment, becoming open to surprise. The possibility, in other words, of the present moment. And possibility shines. It's that watery clay that glows brighter than fire or an announcement sheet. When we have radical hospitality to the present moment in any chance meeting, Rumi says, it's there that we meet not God, not Allah, not the universe, nor the cosmos. No, there's a better word for it. And Rumi says, it's the friend. In serendipity, this is where we encounter that. Is serendipity just random luck? It's more like the intersection of human agency moving within unexpected goodness and possibility. You weren't searching for it. You weren't striving for it. You weren't in a quest for it. Some might pause here and say, well then, where is human agency? That's a good question. I think the best that I can see, our role in serendipity is in one thing, and it's radical openness. Radical openness to the present moment. Even a radical openness to failure. A radical openness to be curious and experimental, and even or especially, my favorite word, to be weird. My favorite coffee mug was purchased in Austin, Texas. Anyone ever been there? It simply says 3 words, and this is the city's mantra: keep Austin weird. And I love it. When I saw that mug, I said, that's coming home with me. It's the city's mantra, and it originated from a community college librarian whose name was Red, and I hope I get this right, Wassenich, who used the expression while calling in a donation to a local radio station. And while some think it's just about supporting local business, Wassenich was pointing to something deeper. And he's been interviewed about this. He passed away, but before he died, he spoke about this. It was something deeper, a radical psychological openness that has defined the city for decades. You see, it's tempting for major cities to feel the pressure to conform and achieve commercial success or profit. Lord, help us in Youngstown not to fall to that temptation. Amen? It's tempting, though. And the weirdness that Wozniak spoke of is actually a shield. He described it as a shield that protects the soul of the city, and that is the right to experiment, to resist monoculture, to resist that monolithic capitalistic impulse, to actually remain open to the beautiful, strange mosaic that is the beloved community. But Western society is not a fan of this. Western culture, for hundreds of years, has been preoccupied with order, reliability, predictability. And it has melded adherence to this way with belonging. Western tradition is often lost sight of and taste for the novel, the unique, the foreign, the unpredictable, and my favorite word, the funky. We clap as Westerners, unfortunately, some of us, not all of us. Some of us who are a little bit challenged when it comes to pigment, we clap on the 1 and the 3. Yes, I hear it. Some know what I'm talking about. We clap on the 1 and the 3. We sight read with expression, of course, but we need the page. Now I'm a little bit salty because I can't sight read, and I wish I could. And I'm making sure my children can when it comes to music. But we sight read, and we need the page. And this is what else we do. We map out with forms and files, spreadsheets and analytics, and we make sure the business will not fail because it makes sense on paper. We cite precedents for prior rulings and binding laws. We calculate, we measure, estimate, and bill for services rendered. We default to hierarchies of authority called bureaucracy, where divisions of labor are neatly packed into clearly defined roles based on superficial pedigree, hiding out as expertise. Lying to ourselves all the time, telling ourselves that it is all merit-based. It's a bunch of bull, isn't it? And then what do? We write out rules and regulations. Why? For more predictability and control. And all this does is create more and more dehumanizing, depersonalizing bureaucratic systems. Max Weber called it the iron cage, where increasing rationalization, what I call the worship of efficiency, traps individuals and strips away human creativity and freedom. And then what happens? Alienation from our work, alienation from our neighbor, alienation from ourselves. Over and over again. But we are good consumers. So to make up for this alienation, we'll consume any and everything from TV to tranquilizers to provide some kind of escape, some kind of relief, whatever temporary fix can come with free 2-day shipping. But before we sulk, before we all join this Eeyore Anonymous Club that I was in January, let's go back to Reverend Joseph's text. Yes, he said the future is made up of the same stuff as the present. Both the present and the future are full of possibility. Full of possibility. And then I hear Rumi whispering in my ear, in every gathering, no matter the year, no matter who's in office, no matter the state of things, in any chance meeting, even on the street, in a living room, at a bar, at a coffee shop, there is a shine. A kind of goodness that you did not plan. In elegance, there's something ingenious, something creative rising up. The question is, can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see the dandelion? Can you see your smile in that cloud? Anyone else like me, you're a fan of the clouds here in Ohio? I cannot help but just look up. Oh man, when I die, that's where I'll be. I tell my children that. Look for me up there. Can you see your smile in your in-breath, in your garden, in the sunrise? I don't see my smile in the sunrise. You know why? I'm not a morning person. I'm a sunset guy. Can you see it? If you can't, I wrote this in my notes. If you're struggling to see it, hang around some kids. They always know where to find wonder and awe. Hang around some young people. They'll help you see better. There's this famous quote from Elizabeth Barrett Browning's novel, Aurora Leigh, where she writes these words, and the first time I encountered this text, it really did move me. I almost started to weep. This is how it goes, real short. Earth is crammed with heaven, and every common bush of fire with God, but only she who sees takes off her shoes. The rest sit around it and pluck blackberries. Well, what if I want to take off my shoes, but the moment's not right? There's a theologian who wrote this line, and by the way, I'm going to say the word God, but by God, I don't mean some old big white guy in the sky. I like Rohr's concept of God. God is just an analogous term. It's a 3-letter word, a dangerous 3-letter word that we use for reality. And how many know that word has been turned into an idol so much by so many people in this country? It's sickening, right? Have mercy. So I'm going to read this word God, but I don't mean what most people think of. This theologian wrote this line. God has yet to bless anyone except where they actually are. And if we discard situation after situation, moment after moment, as not being right, we will simply have no place to receive the kingdom into our lives, the goodness around us into our lives, those little miracles into our lives, that serendipitous shine into our lives. If we constantly are rejecting these moments as not being right, we'll have no room for it when it arrives. In other words, sometimes you have to take off your shoes first. Then you can begin to see the possibility of the moment. When we step away from our rigid plans or our neurotic striving, we might be surprised by the gift that the present moment brings. I'm going to finish with some examples. I'm here today because of serendipity. Over a decade ago, during a really challenging moment, Diana and I, my wife and I, we were walking around the YSU Arts Fest. Did it just happen? I was out of town. How was it? Good? We were walking around the Arts Fest, and we saw this tent that was handing out water, and we were thirsty, so we took a chance and walked up to this tent. And there was a priest there. And I said to her, "Hi, I'm JP." She said, "Hello, I'm Gail." And I asked her, "Do you do spiritual direction?" I love her answer. And I would find out later, this is par for the course with her, in a wonderful way. I said, "Do you do spiritual direction?" And she looked at me in the eyes and she goes, "That depends." She was like, "Do you come to my church?" And I said, "No." And then she handed me her card and then she said, "Give me a call." It took me a year before I decided to call her. But eventually I did. And shortly after that, she introduced me to a companion that I will be grateful for the rest of my life. His name was Joseph Boyd. And years later, when we were ordained into the priesthood at St. John's Episcopal Church right down the street, Reverend Joseph processed with us and was a part of that service. He's a cherished friend. The greatest gifts in our life, in our lives, almost always are unplanned. Friends we adore, spouses we love. I met Diana in the 6th grade, and I tell young people when they hear that, don't get any ideas. It's not normal. But it's my story. I met her in the 6th grade. I had dropped my books and my pencils and I made a big mess, and some kids laughed, most ignored, but there was one girl in particular who got down with me on the floor and helped me. And I remember she had this curly hair and she was wearing a blue sailor suit for some reason. And she was the only person to stop and help me, and it was love at first sight, and I mean that. We just came home from a vacation where we stopped in Charlotte to visit some dear friends, and our families hung out. And something like 15 or 16 of us were hanging out together with our families combined. We had the best time, and all of this is because of a post that I shared. Oh, my heart's going to be achy a little bit when I say this. A post that I shared about LeBron James. And if you don't know, he's not coming home. He's going to Philly. I shared this post about a dream that I had. It was silly, it was stupid, but I had a dream that LeBron James beat Michael Jordan in a game of one-on-one. And a mutual friend tagged a guy named Teddy Hart in this post. And he said, "I thought you would like this," because he thought you would find it humorous. That was it. It was just a chance meeting. But something creative rose up, and years later, here we are laughing. Teddy Hart, Crystal, Jeremy, April, myself, Diana, and our families. We're hanging out on a back porch, laughing together. And I don't know if you're like us, but we also cry together. Sometimes the crying is because we're laughing so hard. Sometimes the crying is because of this we've gone through. And it just depends on what we're talking about. But we're on this back porch in North Carolina, just feeling the fullness of life together. And I know I'm not alone in this experience. Most of our valued relationships were unplanned. Has anyone experienced that? Like some of your closest friends, you did not engineer them as your friends, did you?
No.
They just came into your life. Serendipitous. Most of our most valued relationships were not planned. Goodness just broke in, surprising us with possibility. In closing, if you're sitting here and you're like, "JP, I'm not there yet," no worries. I wasn't there in January. I've been there too, many times, where I just can't see it. And in those moments, I think this is where we can be grateful for friends who can see it for us, who can come around us and surround us with a shine, a gentle reminder that it's okay to journey into the unknown. It's okay to be open to surprise. It's okay not to be. That we can wonder together and discover what gifts of possibility the present moment might bring. So that when I'm ruminating over my melancholy, something going on in the world, there's a whisper in my ear that says, the future is made up of the same stuff as the present, And that loving voice then says, both the present and the future are full of possibility. And to that I say, amen. Now I'm told that I can offer a prayer here. So if you don't mind, let's just do this together. In the spirit of love, may we always have an open mind and an open heart. No matter what moment we're in, even if it's not right, may we always have this openness, seeking out new possibility, looking for the gifts that may come, maybe even asking the sacred questions. Who am I really? What does my heart truly long for? What am I grateful for? May we always come home. And whether things are going good or things are going bad, may we have that rare, pure gift of attention to the present moment, a radical hospitality to the present moment, so that we can see that even if we've lost our smile, the dandelion hasn't. Amen and amen. Thank you all. I'm so sorry. I wish I could hang out and talk and chat afterwards, but I have to move my butt to another service. But I just want to say I adore this community, and I'm grateful for you all. And I think this is probably my favorite church in Youngstown that is doing a good work. Keep going. I know that sometimes out there it's getting kind of dark, and it seems like we're encountering the absurd every single day. Do you know what I'm talking about? But don't give up. Keep doing good work. It's going to be all right. Peace.
Thank you for blessing us with that message today and being here. And I heard Reverend Gail's voice. Yeah. Like she was here. Please turn to number 121 in our hymn books, We'll Build a Land.
Captives are free.
We extinguish this flame safely, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we keep in our hearts and share with all the world. As you depart, remember the one great truth, that you are loved and never truly alone.